Hello, everybody. Welcome to a very delayed episode of Pull the Ultra Trigger, one of the most poorly named shows imaginable after a poorly named Japanese TV series. That's not really a joke. That seems to be something that happens all the time. Okay, the stream's going well. Okay, so yeah, this episode was pushed back quite a bit due to some stuff that I'm not going to get into it. But let's see what... we got one unfortunate person in the chat. The music for the stream really should have been Beluga, the Baby Narwhal song. Speaking of which, what in the holy hell happened to Beluga, the Baby Narwhal? Mr. Brent's Aunt Fiams? I don't know what your name is. I have no idea what you're talking about. That's a very obscure reference, if it's even a reference. So, and Shay Smithers says, "Hope you're doing better, Raph." I'm hanging in there, but yeah, we are definitely doing tonight's show. And speaking of tonight, we have our co-host, Mr. Kaiju Noir, and he has some shocking news about the future of this show for at least the next 2 weeks. Mr. Kaiju Noir, what's up?
Hey, hey everybody. Hello, people of the internet. This is indeed Andres Perez, aka Kaiju Noir, recording live from my workplace. So if you hear a strange echoing, that's because I'm currently recording in the middle of a classroom. So currently we just got a report that Ultraman Trigger will be going on hiatus for the next 2 weeks. Potentially either due to like COVID issues or to give the as a result of maybe COVID or because of allowing the special effects team more time to work on the episodes themselves. At first I was thinking that it might have been because of the Olympics, but this is the second and final week of the Olympics games, so I thought it was kind of a little suspicious there. I didn't know if this was like another Dragon Ball Super situation where that show went off the air as a result of the Olympics going on at that time.
Mm-hmm. And that was the Winter Olympics for Dragon Ball Super, or was it something else?
I think it was the Summer Olympics.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Mr. Andres, if you can, let us know what's been going on with you. Go ahead and plug your stuff early ahead of time. I need to go grab something off the side here.
Sure thing. So anybody who does not know who I am and what I do, my name is Andres Perez, aka Kaiju Noir. I do podcasts and reviews related to film, television, video games, and maybe sometimes rarely music, but mostly do stick to television and films. Over on my YouTube channel at Kaiju Noir, where I host an ongoing podcast series called Fully Endorsed, in which me and my co-host Dylan McCandless recommend stuff to each other that the other person hasn't seen. And we're going to do our next upcoming episodes will be focused on the first story arc of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, specifically the 2012 anime adaptation. Other than that, you can also find me on Instagram at Kaiju Noir. And most importantly, you can check out my ongoing giant monster, giant robot indie comic, Primal Warrior Draco Azul, available on Amazon, Comixology, and Kindle, both in physical and digital editions, as well as my novel-length anthology book, Primal Warrior Draco Azul, Full Metal Chronicles, available on Kindle and paperback on Amazon. And if you want to learn more about any and all upcoming Draco Azul related projects that I'm working on, you can follow me on Facebook at Primal Warrior Draco Azul, or you can follow me on my new Twitter account, which is PW_Draco Azul. Let's see. Yeah, and so there you go.
Oh, forgot I was mute there. Good job, Mr. Andres. Okay, and if for those, Toku Punch Productions, welcome to the show. And also, if you guys notice the description, we have...
Kaiju Noir has always been my favorite music critic. I don't know why my brain just went to music when I talked about what I do on YouTube. I was like, wait a minute, I don't do that. I've only ever done that once. No, technically twice. I've done it twice now on my YouTube channel.
Right. I guess those aspirations to be a rap artist are just too strong with you, my friend.
Or maybe I secretly always wanted to be the next Anthony Fantano.
I have no idea who that is because I'm old.
He is like he's like the biggest, most popular music critic on YouTube.
Oh, right up there with Benny Goodman?
Sure, Ralph.
Okay, I get it because, okay.
No, I don't.
All right, that's all right. You're young, I'm old. This is barely working. We're just barely touching the generation gap like the Joker and Batman in Legoland. Okay, so yeah, many of Kaiju Noir's various links are presented in the description, along with a bunch of my descriptions to my DeviantArt, my official Facebook group, my official blog, and to my Patreon page. And also, we have a little feature here called Other Kaiju Videos of Interest. I'm not going to go through the list right now, other than one or two mentions. But yeah, this is a cool little thing where if you want more Kaiju entertainment, just check out these recommended videos. Among them, Two Bright Productions made Kaiju Walk, a very entertaining travelogue show where a couple of their aliens and monsters get together and just check out real locations in the Japanese tourist and historical vicinities. To just, there's no subtitles, but it's a very fun and entertaining, colorful watch, and it's actually, I'm happy that we finally got a single episode of it in America, because I've been kind of a fan from the few episodes I've managed to get. So we also have from our friend Titan Goji, Shin Godzilla 5 Years Later, which looks at the impact. And that's it. I'll let you guys check out the rest. But if you will, before we watch tonight's episode, Mr. Kaiju Noir, would you like to read the not very good comical description I gave for today's episode?
Okay, where is it?
It's on the description. Hold on, I'll send you a link. Professionalism, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, is it in the description of the video itself?
Yeah, the description.
Okay. Gubila, the narwhal-ish monster, returns again and again and again and again and again and again. Wait a minute. It's a new subspecies of Gubila? A fully land-dwelling variation dubbed Oka-Gubila? Oh, that makes a world of difference, especially considering they didn't even bother repainting the suit or giving him a boss pair of horns like what they did with Bemular Empowered. Now there was an attractive kaiju-refresh if I ever saw one. At least do what they did with the Gridman show and have Gubila come back as a modified cyborg armed with insane gadgets and weapons like a back-mounted bazooka that fires tiny Gubila-shaped missiles. That'd be awesome. No, my idea isn't dumb. You're dumb!
I've been waiting all week for you to read that. Okay, so, and Laura Fitkin is in the audience along with some... Hey, Laura. So, she says, can you not do both? Oh, yeah, I guess you could be a kaiju a review rapper, Mr. Andres.
Maybe you don't want to hear me rap.
Okay, that's all right. So,
I may be Mexican, but inside I am too white to rap.
Right, and this weird new person we have, Brant Ant Films. He says Benny Goodman was not a music critic. He played the clarinet. Okay, do you know?
Yeah, Ralph.
Yeah. Now you're picking the side of the person we've never met before. Okay, so
and to answer Shay, yes, always.
Indeed. So so we're gonna get right into tonight's episode, which is also in the description after the incredibly long-winded description. It says I'll share it in the comment section too. So Ultraman Trigger will be taking a 2-week hiatus, and other than the usual live stream wackiness that we do here, we're not going to be doing Ultraman Trigger for another 2 weeks too. So that's probably a good thing, all things considering. So, and Toku Punch Production says, I'm so sick of Gubila, keep coming back.
Toku Punk.
I like Toku Punch. Your name is Toku Punch now. No, Toku Punch.
Your name is Toku Punch. Toku Punk. Your name is Punch.
That's so scary, you should do that reference. I just watched a bunch of LeVar Burton interviews online.
Oh yeah, he was the star of that show.
Yeah. He seems like a really nice guy. Like we could bring him aboard and he'd be like, "Well, I don't know what's going on, but I'm ready to experience this rainbow of learning and wonder with you."
Ba-da-bop.
But don't take my word for it. Here's some terrified kids from the local library.
And now here's something we think you'll really enjoy.
But was that the post? Pillsbury Dillboy there? No, darn it.
That was Rocky.
Rocky. Oh, right. So, sorry about that. I get my references. Oh, no, I'm becoming Full House. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, I just shared the link to Ultraman Trigger Episode 4. We're going to go right into it. And tonight's, if you're wondering what the title card is all about, it's because Gubila, this funny narwhal-like monster from the first Ultraman series, had a return appearance in Ultraman Saga. And I don't know if the costume is made out of Wolverine Claws style fictional metal, but this particular monster keeps coming back over and over again. And my cynical side wants to say that it's because, the toy sells, so they keep bringing back Gubila at all costs. I think even you got me a Gubila toy, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Oh my god, he's...
Wait, did you ever get those packages I sent you? The 2 boxes of vinyl figures?
Yes, they came in not too long ago.
Okay.
All right. So, but yeah, we're gonna go right into it, and that's the whole point of the title card, because he is inevitable. So I'm too sick to read that. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me know when you're on when you're ready, Mr. Andres.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm at 00, starting off with the flower as we start the video.
Exactly, Miss Riley, or whatever they're calling her today. Okay, so here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, get your links open. We're going to start pretty much now. Okay, did you all use the bathroom? Do you get a juice cup from the back fridge? Okay, good. Alright, so on the count of 4, pause your videos at 00. Make sure the closed caption has the English subtitles on. And we're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Get a room already. She's a very shy wallflower. No? Okay.
Oh god, it's the voices in my head.
Oh no.
It's the voices in my eyes.
I'm cold. Get that reference.
I don't know, I always thought I was a bit on the heavy side.
What a weird looking Mexican restaurant just opened up. Oh, these 3 guys. I think this is the first time we've ever had a main set of recurring villains. Yeah,
that is true. Yeah, let's see. I do remember. Well, there was Belial from Ultraman Geed.
Oh yeah, but he was mostly in the background. It's not like most tokusatsu series where the villain is like present almost every episode.
Okay. I remember X was very episodic.
Yeah.
As was Z, I think.
Yes, you're right. You're hallucinating and screaming about the apocalypse. What was that about? Flex.
But let's be honest, no one can ever flex as hard as Ultraman Titus.
Yeah, that is true. Seeking a reason to have power.
You know, I'm really warming up to this theme song now.
You are? Okay.
Yeah.
I've become accepting of it. It's not one of my favorites, but it's pretty decent. Although my opinion might change if I listen to the whole thing uncut.
I think it's like that Euro pop like DDR energy it's got that the original Tiga song had.
That's a good point. Here comes the questionable part of the song.
Hey, but it's catchy.
Right. The YouTube algorithm really becomes more screwed up. I know this show and this show is going to be canceled in no time. Of course, he's handsome. He would have caused a riot. Well, at least Daigo's somewhat in the show, considering they play the same commercial every episode.
I suppose so.
Yeah. Oh, there's a goal set too? I didn't notice. What's your quick opinions on the SH figure arts?
I've never owned any of the Ultraman SH figure arts. I've only ever had the original release of Godzilla 94 and Mechagodzilla 90s Mechagodzilla.
Okay.
And they were okay for what they were, but after seeing so many people complain about the various QC issues, I find that SH Monster Arts and figure arts is just not worth the asking price with how many paint issues, articulation issues, joints breaking. There's just way too many issues for that high asking price. And it's why I would always prefer the lower quality NECA, because they're more consistent with their quality, and you're essentially getting what you pay for 20-30 bucks.
Okay.
And from what I hear, I do have the Ultra Act Tiga figure, and that was pretty good. Although I didn't like how there were limitations in terms of you couldn't really move the arms a whole lot. Mm-hmm. And from what I hear from a friend of mine who has collected a few of the Ultraman SH figure arts, he was disappointed with them, and that they weren't exactly all that much better than the Ultra Act figures.
Oh my goodness.
From the last decade.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay? I'm floating over the microphone.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
For smiles.
Oh no, they're going to fight a monster with 4 mouths that has a very upbeat attitude towards life. The Tito Burrito has returned. That was a terrible joke, I apologize. But you did it anyways.
I do find it interesting that they don't always wear their uniforms. Like here, they're dressed more, I guess, less conspicuous.
Yeah.
Don't touch it; it might be radioactive.
Or worse, one of those ancient Mega Man batteries.
He's got sunglasses. You know what that means.
He's sensitive to the sunlight? Oh.
I love that anime trope where you just can just pull off all your clothes and have an entirely new layer of clothes underneath.
Yeah, it is such a fun cliche, even in American melodrama.
I'm just surprised they can pull it off well enough in live action.
Yeah.
My God, where'd he get that trampoline? Whoop, 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 whoop. This displeases my facial hair.
right, fine, you big baby, this way.
Oh, by the way, the Metron alien.
Uh-huh.
There's some really funny fan art that I'm going to share with you on Facebook. That's
nice.
based off a gag from Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, nice.
Using the very first line that he used in the series.
Not very good commission art I got from DeviantArt, so I didn't pay the artist.
I mean, you could do worse. You could be collaborating with a certain fat wank.
Let's not discuss it, my friend.
Sure. The less said, the better.
The better indeed. At least he has a confidant on the team. That's something you don't see on most Ultra shows. Or at least, yeah. It's like, didn't Ultraman Mebulus did it for like the second half of the series?
I believe so. I was like maybe it was like the last third of the series where the whole team found out that he was Ultraman.
Right. That would make things way easier. Like I've always had this fear that if I was an Ultraman hero, I'd be fired, and then I have to be like a roaming hobo waiting for monster attacks. So. Ultraman hobo.
So far, they haven't established that Trigger is a separate consciousness.
Huh? You're right. Because in the first series, it was all about reincarnation and past lives and genetic memory. But here, yeah, they are two separate entities. So this kid isn't the special, or is he?
But no, the thing is he's getting Trigger's memories even before he fused with Trigger.
You could say he's getting triggered.
Trigger me timbers.
Well, speaking of which, pirate. Wait, there's only 4 episodes.
Oh wait, oh boy, I can't wait to spend $100 on just 5 episodes.
Yeah! Maybe it's for a future release. Andres, smile, damn it!
See, there we go. See, Volume 1, Volume 2. That's how they get ya. Did Zoffy always had a deep voice?
You know, I'm not used to him talking, period, so I couldn't say, but...
I bet you didn't know I sounded this badass, but I am.
Because in the American dub, he had a much different voice. It was like, "Oi, Ultraman, I'm so sorry, surely!" Of course, I could be misremembering everything.
It was like he was voiced by Jerry Lewis?
Wait, that was Jerry Lewis? I don't see the similarities whatsoever.
Oh god, I'm going to find the monsters, the kaiju, and the ladies!
Alright, Jerry, I'll come back to M78 with you. Get it? Because, God, they've made themselves a little empire, haven't they?
Oh well, we have Matt Burkett in the chat.
Hey Matt, welcome.
No. I gotta do it the J St. G way. We got Matt Burkett in the chat asking for free cookies.
Unfortunately, we have only carrots and beer.
And ranch dressing.
Yeah.
Nope. I finished the ranch dressing.
Oh, Andres. Creepy or charming?
Stranger danger.
Creepy or charming? You decide, audience.
Oh no, he's farting on his enemies.
No. Pirate versus Soul Patch. Fight! Uh-oh. Do you think they know each other or just manly stares?
You decide. And then there's no room for you to whip out your trampoline this time.
Ha! And your stunt team is still outside waiting to be let in. Here he comes.
Too bad we gave him a 2-week vacation.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Gamera, Gauss, Baragon, Mogira,
Donkey.
the Mole Tank. Oh darn it! You can't do any more after the donkey reference. I had a whole lot. Drummel. Here comes Bumblebee. To those new, we'll be looking over your comments at the end of the show. So right now we're invested because Gubila has returned. Again.
I thought it was the something Beluga the baby narwhal.
Right. I don't know what that reference is to Andres, so we're going to skip it. Don't trust that Brant Ant guy in the audience. Oh, they already came up.
I love how they're just like harpooning the shit out of it. They're harpooning a land whale.
Right. Oh, we've all been here. It's been ages since I've seen a little action figure used to portray somebody riding a kaiju. It's so nostalgic.
He's like, what the fuck are you think you're... I love how he's like, what the fuck do you think you're trying to do? My life is being threatened by a monster here. You're telling me to smile?
I just got on this show. I have no idea what the aesthetics are between you people. And there he is.
There he is.
Team Ignis is flying off again.
Now that reference I understood.
Right. It was a Benny Goodman reference. It's not working, is it?
No.
Okay. So it's like regular Gubila, but they didn't have to fill the swimming pool set.
I guess it has a more bumpy texture on its back, unless that was always there to begin with.
I think that was always there to begin with. So all they said is, all they said it was just a Gubila that's been adapted to full land dwelling. So he's
in other words, a land shark.
Yeah.
The smartest of their kind.
Oh no.
He's gonna ask us for. He's gonna trick us by knocking on our doors and saying that they're telegrams.
Oh no. With that said, though, you think this would have been a lot cooler if they brought back Geoshark, or considering that was originally like a robot fake, it's best not to dwell on that?
I don't know. I mean, wasn't he? I guess he was kind of meant to be the Gubila of Tiga, right?
Yeah.
But I suppose that would have costed more.
Yeah, to create a monster suit. And like I said, it's like I'm trying to think analytically with a cynical Matt Burkett mind. Do they keep bringing back Gubira because the suit's still there, or because the toys sell, or what? Or does
I don't know. I have no idea how popular it actually is as a monster, given that it's not like a Gomora or a Bolton that gets like SH monster arts, figure arts, or whatever.
Yeah, because it's like ever since Ultraman Saga back in 2003, or I believe, it's been nothing but Gubira coming back, and it's the same. It's the same costume too. It's amazing that it's aged this well. It's like he's a luckier bastard than Gorosaurus. That tail doesn't do him any service, so.
Nah, that is a weird addition.
Grab on my pinky tail, Ultraman. That sounded weird. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Patrick, for future generations, I'm sorry.
I will say I do definitely like the sound editing here.
Yeah.
To give each attack like that extra sense of weight behind it.
Absolutely. Music and sound design makes a scene way better than it should be. Or it can even save a scene in certain... Because it's like, yeah, when it's like... The special effects here are great, but yeah, the sound design and the additional music really adds on to it. Just look at something like the difference between Ultraman Towards the Future and Ultraman Powered. You know, their fight scenes aren't very well liked by Ultraman fans, but
Me included.
Yeah, but Ultraman Towards the Future kind of gets away with it because the sound design and the music is so epic. Whereas in Ultraman, the Ultimate Hero or Powered, it's so pathetic. It's like when a building falls, it literally sounds like me dropping a paper cup next to me. So. If you weren't locked down, would you try to go to one of these Ultraman festivals?
It really has to depend if I'm able to go with someone who would understand what the Japanese and everything that's going on, because I figure to register for a ticket for one of these things, I'm sure the website would have been all in Japanese.
Ah, good point. Plus you have to bring along a little kid, and your puppetry skills aren't that good. Isn't it wonderful they're taking... Go on.
Go ahead. I was going to say they're still advertising Z.
Yeah. But they really do kind of put a lot of effort into these live shows, and I like how they film it like a real concert, so when they release it later, you're getting like a compilation of all the best bits put together.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they would just like do what most concert films do and just record one particular session.
Oh, no. Contrary, like that is the popular conception, especially when they can only afford one shoot. But often when it's like a recurring tour, especially in a single location, they'll film it at least twice, if not 3 or more times, and then put together all the best bits to make it look more professional than it already is. So I know they sometimes do that with stand-up comedy, so... He's getting his butt kicked.
Now, I do miss like the older, like what I miss from like as much as I enjoy having an overarching story with like a concrete reoccurring villain. I do kind of miss what the episodic Ultraman shows would do, where they actually have a storyline based around all of these monsters. And actually have like a reason for them to show up.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas I've noticed that so far, every monster that appears in Trigger, they just show up out of nowhere, like, and now I'm here.
Yeah, it's like, it also kind of takes away from the specialness of Ultraman monsters when they're just like slightly expendable monsters of the week that Toei unfortunately suffers from with their Super Sentai, and especially more so with their Kamen Rider shows. So
I just feel like the episodic shows like Z and X would actually give their monsters more to do and build a whole story around them.
Oh yeah, like that one episode of Ultraman X with the flower monster that the whole town was trying to turn into a tourist attraction.
Or like from Ultraman Z, there is a whole plot regarding discovering a sleeping Gomra and trying to remove him and dispose of him in a peaceful manner.
Yeah.
But for something like this show, they do definitely spend a lot of time on overarching storylines and building up establishing side characters or fleshing out side characters, or having like an overarching mystery happening as to why the main character has all these trigger memories. And then just Gubila shows up, the monster shows up at the last second. So like they spend a lot of time focusing on the overarching trigger plot, less so on the monster plot.
Yeah.
Whereas with like episodic shows, there's nothing but monster plot. The plot revolves around the monster.
Yeah, it's like you get to know the monster before he or she or it are eventually slaughtered.
Yeah. So I guess it's like you gain something and lose something as well.
Yeah. With that said,
I think it was also Jeed. Jeed in the case of Jeed, you had Belial, who was just sort of taking out these monsters and like whipping out these monsters and says, go forth and cause a bunch of mischief and havoc.
After 1 year of being asleep, it's time to take over alternate version Tokyo. I was going to say, despite the really good points you brought up and the fact that we're seeing Gubila for like the 28th time this week, this is a really good fight scene. Like, there's a lot of gags and good special effects shots in this.
Oh, for sure, right.
Yeah.
I can only wonder if they managed to like look at every past appearance from Gubila and for them to think to themselves, all right, what hasn't been done with this monster yet that we can do to make it exciting again?
6 words: back-mounted bazooka with tiny Gubilas. I hope that was 6 words. My mom brought up something. Mom was hanging out with me yesterday, and I had a Titan Goji's Ultraman documentary playing, the one he recently posted.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and what was funny, she brought up a good point. They go out of their way when they draw Ultraman, instead of making them look like manly superheroes, they go out of their way to make them look like costumes with the folds and the Reeses. And I can't tell if that's a good thing because it's saying true.
Wait, you mean draw him where?
Oh, like in official illustrations for Ultraman. Like they draw him like
literally like manga?
Yeah, mangas, but also like advertisement paintings and illustrations that Tuburai Productions themselves use.
Oh yeah, or like when Alex Ross paints Ultraman and Ultra 7 and Ultraman Jack.
Yeah, instead of giving him like a superhero physique, they, just basically make it look like it's the costume with the creases and the folds.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when they also incorporate the holes in their eyes as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point that she brought up.
I actually don't mind it. It's more true to what the character is. Like, you can look at the Ultraman Towards the Future comic books, and it's like, I don't remember Ultraman being this buff and 6 abs on 6 abs.
Uh-huh.
If that made any sense.
Where are they shooting this in? A closet?
Season 1 Enterprise on Next Generation? What the? Where are they filming this? At the bottom of my uncle's pool?
Down here in the deep blue sea.
Pan over to like a giant plate filled with dead Sigmund the Sea monsters. You bastards. Uh-oh, she's being triggered.
Trigger me timbers! Yeah, 30 million years ago. We've heard this whole song and dance already.
My coworkers are weird. What do you think, folks?
That was just perfect.
Yeah, thank you. That was a nice episode. Like, it was nice.
Yeah.
It was finally
It
nice.
was like...
Go on.
It felt like a little... Like, it felt like partly filler, but also like a nice way to further establish the sort of like cat and mouse like relationship between this sort of mysterious side character and the rest of the team.
Yeah, and not only that, but it's like, I think this is the fourth episode, and this is the first time they actually allowed things to breathe a little bit. Because the first 3 episodes, now in retrospect, after watching this one, it feels like, oh, here's all the toys in a box. Get used to each and every one of them before we can actually do something with them. Because because it was like we're introducing new villains and new heroes and new locations every episode. The first 3 episodes feel like very hectic build-up, sort of like when they try, like Super Sentai shows that try to introduce all the Zords in the first episode, which is never really a good idea. But yeah, no, this one was
big time, yeah.
Yeah, this one breathed.
Also, yeah, they didn't introduce any new power-ups for Trigger now that they've already established his 3 forms.
Yeah. So yeah, we got a really good fight scene, and also I'm starting to like the dynamic between our lead hero, damn it, I keep forgetting his name, and Akito, because now they're like they're not exactly friends, but it is kind of funny how
they put their differences aside for the greater good.
Yeah, and they do work together as a funny.
Oh shit! Is that King Joe Garage whatever version?
Yeah, but this is mostly going to be a clip show, unfortunately.
Oh, you're right. Shit.
Yeah, it's like I was excited there because D-Ban was coming back, but then I realized, oh wait, it's probably just going to be a still image and narration. Oh.
Yeah, it's like it's probably just gonna be one big commercial. Like, hey, have you checked out the previous Ultraman shows? Well, you should.
Just subscribe to Ultraman Imagination. So yeah, but no, that was a very nice episode, and it's funny too. I have a better appreciation for Trigger now after what you told me, what they're trying to accomplish with this series, and what the fact that the people who did Kamen Rider Fourze are somewhat connected to this one. And Fourze is a silly series, but it's one you can kind of get behind and support. So, and holy crap, a lot of people were coming in during the comments. I don't think we're going to read all these. Do you want to play Andres the Filter Boy? Damn it, that's not
sure. Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
Let's see. Trigger opening is good, but the Z and Taiga were way better. Otoku Punk also said, "Buy our toys! Buy our toys! Buy our toys!" Yeah, that gag is never going to get old.
Right.
I do admit, though, Trigger's henching device is probably my new favorite, Ultraman Riser. I don't know what Ultraman Riser is.
It's
previously,
probably another name for the Ultra Transformation device.
Okay. Warrior King Forever said, "Made it! Did I miss the mud wrestling match between Chimera and Kamiya?" Not
really.
Lucky for you. Lucky for you, you still got 3 weeks to get ready for that.
Yeah, it's like, what other weird shenanigans is Chimera gonna get on with? Whatever. I love our reaction to the first episode. I was
like, whoa, wait a minute, whoa.
No means no, Chimera.
See, and Toku Punk says, "Oh hey, is the hackdown guy now known as?" Oh hey, I think he meant to say it's the hackdown guy now known as Matt from Monstrosities. I don't know what. Oh, okay, it's a reference to Apollo Z Hack.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. It's honestly it's interesting to see like how. It's always interesting to see how many people remember Matt as Apollo Z Hack, because I feel like the majority of his audience these days were cultivated from his Monstrosities channel, more so than I feel like his audience was greater from Monstrosities onwards than it ever was from the Hack days.
More power to him.
That's not a slight against him at all. In anything, that's a congratulations towards him on being able to improve himself as a content creator and building off of like being able to improve and create a larger audience than he ever did before.
Right.
Warrior King says he's a villain from Mirror Man, the Hobo of Light. Tokupunk says, smile, smile. Warrior King has a question saying, do you guys prefer it when an Ultraman and Ultra share a body and commute together, like in Z, or when it's one entity, an Ultra pretending to be human, or a human becomes Ultra? I definitely like it when an Ultra pretends to be human, with Mebius being my favorite example, only because it's always interesting seeing the plot from the perspective of an Ultraman himself, just because we almost never get to see, we never get time to know the Ultra as a character in most cases.
Yeah.
So it's really great to see them explore what it means to protect humanity, to interact with other people. So like anytime you see the host, you're also seeing the Ultra themselves. So I'd say that's probably the most interesting for me. And that's sort of like a Martian Manhunter, Superman sort of idea of an alien living amongst man, and how like a foreigner living in a foreign world, and seeing how they react to everything. But I also do definitely like it when when the human and Ultra talk to each other, such as in Z or Ultraman X especially, or even the few times we see them communicate in Ultraman Towards the Future. The one where a human becomes an Ultra is kind of interesting, but I don't know. Despite Tiga being my favorite Ultraman show, it's kind of like the least interesting dynamic, only because it's never seems to be fully fleshed out. It's never fully established whether Ultraman is the human or if Ultraman is just a silent secondary protagonist. I don't know. I just don't like it when it's never
Properly explained.
Properly explained, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, you brought up practically every reason I was going to bring up. Although I don't mind it when it's two beings merging together, but if they have interaction with each other and it's done more than just like 1 or 2 episodes, I think that's when it works beautifully. Like, I think that's one of the strengths of Ultraman Z. We actually got to know the character of Ultraman Z alongside his human host. So, especially with all those conversations they had together. So.
Yeah, that is my one slight against Ultraman Trigger, is just what the heck is Ultraman Trigger? Why haven't they told us yet?
Yeah.
And maybe that's a mystery that they're trying to build up, but I don't know. I feel like we'll just have to see if this is a mystery that ultimately ultimately works out in the end. Pays off. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Shay says the most wonderful thing about Ultraman Triggers is that I'm the only one. Okay, I get it. Warrior says, I'll be disappointed if Bastard Feather Broom doesn't become a prop you can buy for Halloween.
Yeah.
Laura responds to Matt Burkett with, there's cookies? Let's see. Warrior King says, Gubira is inevitable. He also says, the Falcon looks better to me in this episode for some reason. You beat me to it, Enshoma. Not sure what he's referring to there. Is this the first time Gubira's been shown to burrow? He's always had a nose drill, right?
Yeah, he burrowed in the past, but he was always a sea monster. The burrowing thing was a secondary function of the creature. So.
And Brandan Film says, once the narwhal stabs Ultraman in the balls, it's game over, right, Raph?
Again, I have no idea what you're talking about, Brayton Connor. I mean Branzan anti-films.
Warrior King says, sometimes sorry isn't enough, Enshoma. Sometimes sorry isn't enough. I think the toys for Ultraman Z will be available on Big Bad Toys soon, the little Spark Doll style ones. Z? You mean Trigger? Is that what you're talking about?
I think he does.
Wasn't Golba a creation or summoned beast of Chimera? I get what you guys are saying, though.
Yeah, I think it's just
no idea.
I think it's just another random monster. Because they did mention monsters popping up a lot before the 3 Dark Giants. So.
Then Warrior says, I do like how there is typically a big bad / rival for the main Ultra to fight, and who's behind some of the nastier monsters, but I do think it's important to establish that there are quote-unquote freelance kaiju. In other words, monsters that have no connection to the main villain.
Right, and also
such as Gubila.
Yeah, and also work in the Giga comedy, but they always delete those scenes.
As well as to justify the existence of the Earth's defense team prior to the arrival of Ultraman and the Big Bad.
That
yeah,
too.
Fair point.
Yeah. No fun with Raph.
And when it comes to the ending, when you see the three bad guys, Warrior King said, "Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom." I like the underwater effects at the end with the giants, and clearly Chimera is a bit more easily angered than her original counterpart from Tiga.
Mm-hmm.
Shay says, "I just want to let you guys know I'm absolutely loving Ultra 7. The King Joe episodes were fantastic."
Oh, excellent to hear, Shay.
Shay also said, Matt's first video I ever saw of him was when he was Apollo Z-Hack, collaborating with Huey Toonmore on his 2 Ray Harryhausen Monster Countdown videos. The rest, as they say, is history. Warrior King says, "While Kengo hasn't won me over completely, I can deeply appreciate a showrunner trying to lift people's spirits during these absolutely shit-tastic times."
Yeah.
LOL.
Yeah.
Tokupunk comes back saying, "Does anyone remember the crossover Matt had with Easy Rider, aka Toku Time, when he was Apollo Z?" No. Warrior King says, "I typically prefer it when the Ultra disguise themselves as a human as well, like when Ultra 7 and Leo, since it's cool seeing humanity from an alien's perspective, as Andres said." And he said, "I was referring to Team Rocket's reference when Ignis was sent flying. Raph beat me to it." Gotcha. And with that, we have caught up on our chats.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna cut it a little early just because I do want to keep this to an hour, but we might be, like I said, we'll still be doing little streams and other projects the next 2 weeks. But as far as this show is concerned, either we're gonna take the 2 weeks off, and rightfully so because you and I are very busy. Or do you want to try to do something in the week before? We'll take this week, next week off, this week off. But next week, do you want to try to do something and maybe track down an Ultraman Tiga related thing online and watch it?
Sure, yeah, we can check out a random Tiga episode, or the Tiga movie, or the rarely talked about Tiga special that takes place after the movie.
Yeah. Okay then. All right, but yeah, with that said, I think we should call it a night. Thank you, everybody, for coming and joining us. Sorry for the multiple delays. We'll... Oh, wait, Laura says one more... "I only saw 1 videos of Matt and spent 10 minutes trying to figure out why this guy is a front of the line at Chief looks so familiar." So
it's like, hey, that guy looks like a bully, but I can't figure out what kind of bully he is.
I think I'll troll him. Okay, but no. All right.
I'll troll him with boos and hisses.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Except you, Brant and Film. I never met you before in my life. I have no idea who you are. Also, check out Brant and Film's Mystery Science Theater fan films. They're a lot of fun. Andres has already plugged this stuff, and beautifully so at the beginning. I appreciate that, sir. And
but also look forward to my upcoming novel, Primal Warrior Draco Azul, Soulless Blood, as well as my 3rd comic, Primal Warrior Draco Azul issue 3, hopefully coming out by the end of the year. And be sure to check out Gural vs. Sleipnir, guest starring Draco Azul, available on Webtoons and tapas.io.
Okay.
And also be sure to check out Daikaiju Daikasin, which is an indie game my buddy Garayan made, available for free on Steam. It's going to get a patch which will be updating it from the ground up. So no longer will it be Daikaiju Daikasin Versus, but rather it will be called Daikaiju Daikasin Rogue. All the characters are there. The gameplay's the same. It's just been streamlined to better work on other PCs, on other people's PCs. And it's been made, instead of a fighting game, into more of a roguelite style game with the type of gameplay you'd see in King of the Monsters 2 for Neo Geo. That's right. So instead of going for more King of the Monsters 1, it's more King of the Monsters 2.
Right. So is Huge Frogger in there?
Sadly, no. But we got tons and tons and tons of indie kaiju, of kaijus and mechs from the indie kaiju community, such as Primal Warrior Draco Azul.
Okay, so we're definitely going to call it quits, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. We will not be coming back Friday, but next Friday we'll have something special cooked up. So
yes, and in fact, if you ever want us to check out any Ultra content in particular in between these episodes of Pull the Ultra Trigger, do let us know in the comments below once we are off the air.
absolutely. So yeah, fill up that comment section with your insane requests, you silly Gubira like people. So all right, buddy. I thank you for joining me, and we'll see you guys next week. I'm not going to play an intro song. I'm just going to end it here. So.
Shwatch!
Oh wait. Where's the studio? Okay, there it is. Bye, everybody.
Take care.